I could gatekeep, but I'm absolutely not going to. I have found the best at-home brow lamination and lash lift I think I've ever done in my life, and I'm going to share it with you because I bought it on recommendation from my friend Rhiannon. She uses the brow lamination all the time, so I decided to get that, and then I discovered they'd recently launched a lash lift as well. I am a bit of a lover of a brow lamination and a lash lift. I get them every 8 weeks, and it does cost quite a bit of money as like an upkeep thing, so I figured that I would go and just try and do it myself and see how it goes. It actually turned out, I think, well and a bit questionable at the same time, but I'm gonna let you see that in this video and you can judge for yourself and see what you think. But I'm pretty impressed, I'm not gonna lie. So as I've said, we're going to be doing my lashes and my brows today, and this is normally something that I pay a fortune for, so I really hope this works because I've spent maybe like £100 on all of this stuff. So my typical like lash and brow lamination LVL situation is about £80 per session, so I get that done every 8 weeks, and this cost me £100 to do for roughly 6 uses. And I actually got recommended Sassy Saints by a friend who uses their brow lamination, and she said that she's definitely got another few uses in there and she's nearly finished the 6th. So I think it's going to be a long-term solution, and I think it's going to save me quite a bit of money in the long term. So yes, big initial upfront cost, however it's basically the price that I paid for one set. So I've got my brow lamination kit, I've got my lash lift kit, and I also picked up some of the Eyelure dye stuff. I did get black brow tint because my brows are like, the medium brown doesn't really do anything to my eyebrows, so I thought let me get black, leave it on for like 2 minutes, so like half the time you're supposed to leave it on, and hopefully it won't be like too black, but if it is then I don't really mind because I quite like having really dark brows. So wish me luck. I've used the brow one of this before, but I've never used the lash one, so it should be fine. But I thought let's start with brows because I think that'll be the easiest place to start. So in here we have got we've got the stick it, clean it, shape it, fix it, boost it, and then this is apparently like bits and pieces that you need, like the tools. Oh yeah, okay. So this is like there's actually quite a lot in here. So you've got the little like spoolie things, you've got some little, I don't really know what these are called, but you know the ones that are like what you use for like, it's like a lip glossy thing, but it's not. You've got little cotton buds, we've got some cotton pads, and we've got some cling film. So basically everything that you need. And to be honest, I feel like the Q-tips and stuff, like realistically all of this you could repurchase if the other stuff is lasting longer, but like I said, it's supposed to last 6 uses, but there's way more than 6 in there, so we'll be fine. And then in the brow one is pretty much the same stuff. So you've got the same here, so you've got like the shape it, stick it, etc. And then in this one I think it's pretty much the same, so I think this is the one I opened a minute ago. Yeah, so you've got like the tape, you've got the cling film, you've got the little sticky thingies, and then you've got the tools to put everything on with. The lashes I'm a little bit more scared about, which is why we're going to do them second. I have seen how-tos online and it looks pretty easy, so I think we'll be fine. And I'm doing this as a complete beginner for lash wise. Like brows, I've seen my friend do it a million times on me and I kind of know how to do it, but I think it should be pretty self-explanatory. I don't know, we'll see. And basically there's a QR code, so you just scan that and then it tells you how to do it, which I think is really handy because I lose all the pamphlet things all the time. So anyway, let's go. Let's get doing this and let's hope that this goes well. Okay, it says to cut 4 pieces big enough for your brow, so let's do that now. Okay, first step is brushing the hairs. So it says to brush them kind of to the side, not straight up, so I'm just going to do that. To be honest, it's kind of going to be how I like set them with brow gel anyway. So I thought it's quite easy to just gauge the shape that you want. Although I do have brows that are different, like one goes in a very different direction, so that's going to need a little bit more push up to get it where I need it to be. There we go. First step is to stick it. So this says to just basically apply the glue. It dries fast, so before moving on to the next part of your brow, make sure you brushed it in the right place and position with your fingers. I want to make sure I've got enough on the end. Okay, it says use your fingers to press into position. So going in with the shaping one, I tried to take quite a while doing the gluing bit because I thought make them look as good as possible. But now we're going in with like a little lipstick wand thing. Oh, this is the stuff that stinks. I remember this from the brow stuff that I get. I take the little stopper out. It smells so bad. Got to wait with cling film on that for 10 minutes. We're playing the waiting game. I've got like 4 minutes left. But apparently you put this on for like different amount of times depending on your brows. Mine are quite like bushy brows, like full brows. So it said leave it for 12 minutes. So I'm going to try 10 this time just to see, you know, if it works, because I don't really want to be doing it for too long and then like my brows fall out or something. So I've got a minute left till it's 8 minutes, and then apparently 2 minutes before you're supposed to move the cling film and just like make sure they're perfectly in shape, make sure there's enough product and stuff in there, and then leave it for the final 2 minutes. So just waiting for that timer to go off, to be honest, and then I'll update you. But I'm trying to keep this quite organised, and I feel like so far it's going well. So far I'm impressed with myself, and I feel like I'm nearly done. The only things I've got left is like fix it, boost it, clean it. I don't feel like that's that bad. And then obviously dyeing them, which is like a different thing entirely because that's not part of this kit. But I think we're doing well. I'm zooming in a bit so you can really see what I'm doing. But apparently these come off now. I don't know if I need to reuse them, so they're gonna go there for a minute. Oh, they're actually not too bad. There's not too much excess on there. Next step, fix it. I quite like that these have like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. on them, so it makes it really easy to know like what step you're doing. And when it says like fix it, shape it, etc., it literally says on the bottles. So it's really nice and easy. But we're on the next stage. So this is apply plenty of fix it to your brows with the lip gloss wand. So that's the fix it on there, and now apparently I've got to grab the other cling films, which you could totally just, you know, once this little roll runs out, you could just use your own cling film from the kitchen. It would just be a bit more fiddly, I think, to like be able to do it without like making them too gigantic. Or to be honest, I reckon you can probably buy these on Amazon for like really cheap. But these are now on, and apparently I've got another 10 minutes to wait, so I'll catch up with you in 10 minutes. But they're looking good. Other piece of cling film done. Okay, now it's time to get rid of all the residue. So we're using the Clean It, which is the last one, and then it says to just put it on the cotton pad and clean your brows in an upwards motion. So I'm thinking this will be quite self-explanatory because it's just getting the product off of your brows. There's also a final stage called Boost It, which you just apply with one of the little lip glossy things. I'm going to do that after I've dyed my brows because I think that's just a good point to like slot it in. So next up, we're going to go ahead and do the brow dye, which I'm a little bit scared about because this is, I bought black. So there's potential that my brows are going to be very, very, very dark. Where's the little instructions? So this says, pierce the colour cream tube nozzle. Use approximately 1 centimetre of coloured cream. Squeeze 1 centimetre of activating cream into the same mixing dish and mix together to form a creamy solution. I've got those both in the little tray there, and I'm just going to give them a little mix up. Try and really get them blended. The dye one is a lot thicker than the activating cream, so it does actually take a while to just get it really blended, like it goes really lumpy. Okay, then it just says apply the mixture to the eyebrows. So I actually do this slightly differently. They only give you a little like spoolie thing. I use that to brush my eyebrows into place. I've just got a bit of product on there, but I use that to brush my eyebrows into place. Oh my god, this lamination is so good. And then what I do is use one of like the lipsticky things or a Q-tip, cotton bud, whatever you want to call it, and apply the product with that, because I just think it kind of coats the hairs a little bit better than the mascara wand thing. It's just really hard to put on with the little like mascara wandy thing because I think it's just a bit, I just don't think it really gets the hairs. Okay, brow number 2, we've got to do quick time because otherwise the other one's going to be so much darker and we don't want that. Okay, that product is now on and it says to leave for 5 to 10 minutes. Average application is 10 minutes but can be increased or decreased depending on the desired intensity of the colour and hair type. I think we're going to go for like 3 minutes. Looking very big and dark, which is how I actually like them. I like my brows being big and dark. Not quite like they look on camera, but I like when they're a bit more bushy. I'm about to put the boost in, which is just to set them a bit, but they do look really good. Obviously I need to pluck them, like you can see all the hairs here that need plucking off, but the overall colour and shape I'm really liking. So I actually think these look pretty similar to when I get them done at the salon, which is amazing. Like, I think that's just incredible because I've done them at home and I haven't had to spend a small fortune. Like, I've literally done this all by myself at home with a kit that cost me the same price as one usage of the salon, and I've done my brows literally the same. I'm not going to do these in the salon ever again, I don't think. The great thing about this brand is the website says everything you need it to, like it's got all the instructions, and it's like a really handy little video that's like 7 minutes long to talk you through it. So really easy, and it means I don't need to worry about doing it wrong because I literally, like, I can't. It's so simple with all the little instructions and the bottles being numbered and stuff. So let's give it a go. I don't know if I can do both at once or if I have to do one at a time. We'll find out. I'm going to watch part of the video and see. This one seems a bit more complicated because you need like the lift pads, you need like tape and random little bits and pieces, but I think it should be okay. It's got cling film again though, which they haven't mentioned yet, so I don't know if that's going to come later. 5 lip gloss ones. Okay, 5 lip gloss ones, 2 spoolies. Okay, they haven't mentioned cutting the cling film, so I don't know what's happening with that. Oh, so the lift pads have got different sizes, and it says use M1 if you're not sure. I don't know what size my lashes are. It says if your lashes don't reach the middle of the lift pad, use a smaller one. Okay, so this says to test how this fits on my eye. So this is like the little lash pad, and it says it should fit comfortably here. But it says you can trim a little bit off the sides if not. I'm going to trim a little bit because I've got quite small eyes. I don't know how these beauty people do it. They make it look so easy. The fiddliest bit of this entire process is cutting things like the tape. It's just so fiddly, and I think these scissors probably aren't the best either, like they're quite blunt, but it's just really difficult to do like those bits because it's just like fiddly cling film and stuff. But if that's the most tricky thing, then I mean, we're laughing really, aren't we? Okay, we've got to do this one by one. So it says stick a piece of tape to the eyelid you want to start with. Oh my god, how do you know how close to stick it? Okay, so now I've got to take the stick it bottle and apply it to the back of the shield, one-eyed. Okay, so this is really difficult because I'm one-eyed. So you have to glue the little shield thing, wait 30 seconds, and then apply it to here as close to the lash line as possible, and it sticks to this tape. It says to hold it for about 2 minutes to make sure it sets in place. I'm really feeling like this one's going to be way more fiddly. Apply stick it to the shield and your lashes. Do this part by part. Start in the inner corner of your eye and only glue the first 1 centimetre of the shield. Don't glue the rest because it will dry too fast. Okay, I'm going to hold my mirror up because this is going to be easier. I feel like I'm doing a weird science experiment here, guys, I'm not gonna lie. This is much harder than the brows. Still doable, but much trickier. I think it's also a bit harder because you can't really see, like I'm only looking with one eye. So this says apply this to the base, but not the tip. My eyelashes are not long enough for this. It's really hard. Okay, cling film over those lashes. And then I've got to leave it for about 7 minutes, so let's set a timer for 7 minutes. My lashes are definitely shorter than I thought they were. Apparently this one also doesn't go all the way to the edge of your lashes. This is another one that's like base and mid-lengths only, so let's just pop that on there. It's quite difficult to do this because I'm really wary of getting it in my eye. Then we need another piece of cling film. And another 7 minutes with the cling film. Okay, we've got a minute left, and then apparently it's time to clean off this situation. So it says on here, I need to use the Clean It with a mascara wand and a lip gloss wand here, and then basically just scrub it off and get it off this pad, I think. Yeah, it looks like she's just scrubbing it off the pad. So 1 more minute and then scrubby time. I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot more, I'd say it's an easy process in terms of like the actual like steps and stuff are really easy, but getting this pad thing on was challenging, and getting it to stay on has been challenging. Like it just keeps moving, especially the inner corner bit, and here, like I think maybe I need to cut it a little bit shorter. So on the other eye, I think I might actually trim it a little bit more. because I'm thinking it's maybe a bit too long. So it looks like she is just going like dipping this in and then just going like this to try and like loosen it off. And then she's kind of like wiggled the lashes away from the pad and then just get all the excess residue off. And then it says, after your lashes are cleaned, remove the shield and tape. Then dip a new lip gloss wand in the Clean It. Make sure your lashes, I think they mean mascara wand, because she's using a mascara one, but it says lip gloss one, so we'll do that. I'm assuming this just gets rid of any of the like residue bits and any of the stickiness. They do look considerably lifted if you look at like the difference. I think the other eye will go a lot better, and I think once I've dyed them it'll be good. Then it says boost it and clean mascara one, dry it a little bit and apply the serum. Okay, the serum is going to be what we do after we've done the lashes on the other side, but I don't know if you can really see the difference right now, but if I kind of look around and stuff, you can kind of see that they are a bit more like up. But I'm going to do the other eye and then I'll come back to you because I don't think you need to see the process twice. My lashes are now lifted. I'll be honest, this eye, they lifted completely differently, but I think it's because the pad wouldn't stick properly on this eye, so they are lifted slightly differently, but I don't think it's an issue. It just means this eye looks way bigger and brighter than this one. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop on the tint and we'll get tinting. Okay, so this is saying for the Eyelure lash tint, which is the same product basically as before, but just lash version. So it says put 1 centimetre of activating gel in the tray and using the mascara wand, coat the brush thinly, apply to lashes and leave for 2 minutes. I've got a little bit on here. And it says coat the lashes thinly. I'll make sure I get into the like small lashes as well. And we're gonna do these ones because I never normally do these, but I actually think it'd be quite nice to have them tinted for a change. Minimum of 2 minutes. It says you can leave for longer for a more intense result, but no more than 8 minutes. Let's go 5 minutes and we'll see what it's looking like. So far, nothing. I'm using the bottom lashes to kind of gauge the results. I do have a bit of glue here, by the way, before you say it's flaky. It's been 5 minutes and I want them really dark, so I think I'm going to leave them for another 2, but I've just got the product on at the moment and I'm just letting it do its thing. I'm not sure if it's meant to get darker now or like when I use the developer. I'm assuming when I use the developer, so we'll see. But for now, they're looking quite long and luscious. Using a cotton pad, remove the activating gel from your lashes by folding in half, enclosing between the 2 sides of your fingers and gently pulling away to remove residue. I don't really know how best to do this because there's no way I can really like encapsulate my lashes. They're a bit too short. I can't grab my lashes. Like, I know that sounds really silly, but they're just not like grabbable. Okay, next step. Use a tissue to clean the mascara wand, apply approximately 1 centimetre of developer to the clean part of the tray and take a well cleaned mascara wand and thinly coat the lashes. Leave again for 1 minute, maximum of 4. Let's do this. This is going to be the one that makes my lashes super dark, I think. Oh my god, you know when you get the fear of like getting mascara everywhere? Current mood. Okay, eye number 2. Oh, this is a race against time. I've got all the developer gel on now and I'm just waiting for it to do its thing. For context, look how black it is already on there. That's the bit I've just wiped off from the spoolie thing. They look so long, I can't actually cope. I'm quite impressed actually. I'll ignore the little bits I'm just trying to get off my skin, but they look quite good. Like, can you see? They're very like long and fluttery, and I just quite like a lash lift because it's really subtle, and I like the fact that it's tinted the like lower lashes so you can just see them, and the upper ones. It kind of just looks like I'm wearing mascara, but I quite like it. So I'm gonna go do my eyebrow plucking. I'm very impressed actually. I really like the kit. I think these look, bar being like waxed and stuff, these look the same as when I get them done. Lash lift, I don't think I quite nailed it, but I think after a few times I'll be good to go. Maybe like the 3rd set will probably be the best ones I do, but it is a little bit more fiddly, and I think where it's your eye, you have to be a little bit more careful as well, because it's not like it's here, it's like literally your eyeball. But the products are really safe to use, so it's fine. You just have to be really careful not to go too close to the eyeball. But if you do get it in, like, you can wipe it off really quickly and it's fine. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm gonna neaten up the eyebrows and I will get back to you when I'm like done up and looking good and like fully done up, you know? Like when I look my normal self. And I also want to see what they're like in a couple of weeks, so I'll get back to you in like a week's time as well, and we'll see how they're faring up. But very impressed and very glad that I saved myself loads of money. Didn't save myself much time. It's been taking me about 2 hours, but I think that's fine. It's the first time I'm learning beauty is time. So what do we think? I feel like it looks really good. I've had them done for about 3 weeks at the point of filming this. I wanted to let them like do their thing a little bit, just so I can give an honest review of how they last, as well as just how they look initially. But I would say that we've lasted pretty well. I've used the Refi Brow Sculpt on them and they look really good. The lashes are very lifted still. I don't know if you can see this, but like my lashes are definitely still lifted, and I have quite straight lashes, so it's always quite hard to do that. And I did struggle a little bit with the lash lift part, so I didn't know if it would last very well, but I think it's lasted okay. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I think they look great. I've found that I need to obviously condition them and stuff still, as you always would, but whenever I'm pushing them up, I think they seem to push up really nicely. They work really well, so I'm going to definitely be using it in future. And I find it mental that one purchase of the lash and brow lamination-y kits is like £90. I pay like £85 to go and get my brows and lashes done every 8 weeks, and that kit's going to do at least 6, so I'm saving myself a fortune there.